It's GameCube Index, and it's time to stick it to the man the only way we know how, by snowboarding and exploding things. During a period of time when it seemed like the only games coming out on the GameCube were sports games, Dark Summit tried to be something of a Trojan horse to the market. It's not a snowboarding game, it's an action-adventure, on a snowboard. This is what Radical Entertainment wanted you to believe. Dark Summit tries to fill the shoes of larger titles such as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and SSX Tricky by being a solid action sports title, but it stands out because it leans heavily on the storyline. Here is the back-of-the-box pitch. The military has mysteriously closed the summit of Mount Garrick, and Chief O'Leary is trying desperately to drive boarders off the mountain. Do you have what it takes to explore this vast terrain and expose the conspiracy shrouded at the summit? The story feels heavy-handed, and doesn't feel like something that a player can get invested in. I mostly rode through challenges and didn't feel as though there was a large sense of urgency in winning this mountain back. If anything, the characters that I played felt more like they were trespassing on a military base that was already pre-established. Dark Summit has some rad things going for it. Lots of unlockable characters, a ton of unlockable outfits and boards, and more than a few courses to play through as you progress. The courses are massive, especially compared to previous sports titles. A run down a level may take nearly 10 minutes, even if you were just plowing through at maximum speed. The graphics weren't anything superb even for the quick speed of the game, and the handling was clumsy. Tricks were difficult, oftentimes impossible to perform, grinding was sloppy, and turning was, at times, non-existent. When you land a trick, it's very satisfying, and completing a challenge feels good, but that comes rather rarely as the controls and instructions of the game are not very well explained. Another odd thing is that player speed is entirely relative, which makes certain aspects of the game confusing. Overall movement and trick execution is incredibly slow. Oftentimes, I would wipe out while landing off of a ramp, because my character would take so long to start the trick, she'd be in the middle of it when she landed. On the other hand, when tasked with an escape challenge, where I would have to race away from the ominous ski patrol, my character would speed up faster than any other point in the game, plowing down the mountain with exceptional ease. Dark Summit was a game that did some good things good, and some bad things bad. All around it was a decent title. It's perfectly average, and at times comes across very well, and other times it comes across as a budget SSX. This was one title that was easily skipped, and it's another title that really doesn't have a need to be revisited today. That is it for this week's episode of GameCube Index. If you enjoy the videos every week, consider backing us on Patreon. Even $1 a month will do a lot to support the project and help improve the experience. It's entirely up to you. Either way, please continue to show your support by subscribing, sharing, following along on Twitter at GCNdex and at GCNdex.com. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time when we take another crack at football in Virtua Striker 2002.